Cody Stenberg, wrestled for Reese Puffer at 135.
Tyler Stenberg wrestled at 119 for Reese Puffer.
Well, we started out really young, you know, got into the sport, kind of liked it at first, but, you know, then it just started to grow on us, and we just started really like getting into it and working hard at it.
We mostly started with freestyle, and then after a few years we got into folk style.
Well, folk style is the American kind of wrestling. We're the only country that does it, and it's basically, you know, not as many throws or big time moves, and then freestyle is more like throws, more like kind of not as intense wrestling, but you're doing more big time moves.
And more neutral.
Yeah, and then Greco is everything like the freestyle, but you can't grab the legs, and you just see really big time throws. That's what you see in the Olympics and stuff.
Yeah, a few weeks before districts, I was wrestling over at the middle school, helping the kids out, and this kid took a shot, and I ended up breaking my finger, and I couldn't do districts.
And then I don't know, it's a tough sport, you know, so you're gonna deal with injuries. But I've hurt my shoulder before. And I've had a couple of ankle injuries, and you just got to fight through it. Well, you know, you got to stay away from the junk food. You know, everything slows down when you're eating junk food. You really got to manage it when you're wrestling. You know, water, and just you got to stay high and like nutrients. You know, because you won't travel through the season.
I try to drink a lot of water before wrestling so I can stay hydrated and eat the right food, like spaghetti the night before or something like that.
Yeah, flexibility has a huge part in wrestling. You know, like. You're not flexible, you can't bend, and guys are just going to bend you around, and you know your body can't take that if it can't bend that far.
If you're in a funky situation and you need to get out of it, sometimes you have to bend, and it might hurt, but you have to stick through it.
Yeah, I like all sports, but at the high school I've done football and soccer, and just sports in general I like doing. You know, it doesn't have to be on a team, I just like doing them.
I've did football 9th, 10th, and I'm going to do it the rest of my high school career. So that helps my conditioning and keep my weight down during this school year.
My goal is just to be recruited, go somewhere big as I can get, and my goal is to wrestle in college.
My goal is to wrestle in college as well, and try to work as hard as I can, try to be an All-American.
You know, after high school, it's basically you go to college, and that's the next level. It's like nobody just can do it. You know, it takes a real tough athlete to wrestle in college, and once you're done with college, you can go to the Olympics. That's it. You can't really go professional, you know, in wrestling unless you make a shoe or get endorsements, but you know, the Olympics is the next step. And
Olympics is freestyle, so it's kind of different than folk style, so you have to pretty much learn freestyle as well. Well, you have to have good grades in order to be on the team, and if you don't have good grades, you have to sit out, so you got to keep a good grade up so you can wrestle and get better.
I just think wrestling teaches you you have to work hard in stuff outside of wrestling, because wrestling takes a lot of hard work, and you know, you can apply that hard work to other places and be successful. Oh, well, wrestling takes a lot out of your social life, and you know, girls, the ones that are good, you know, they'll stick around and support you.
But if you don't have a girlfriend, and you can focus on wrestling more, but if you do, it's hard to hang out with them because you have practicing all the time.
My freshman year, I broke the most wins record, and then the next year, my brother comes up to the high school, and he decides to break my record. I
tried to work as hard as I could, try to get more wins, less losses than him, and I ended up doing it. When we were younger, we used to have wrestling mats in our garage, but since we got older, we could just wrestle here. We don't really wrestle anymore. But when we do go home now, we try to drink a lot of water and just rest.
Yeah, usually like the time when we go home, instead of wrestling each other, we usually show each other stuff. Like we'll show each other a video, you know, we always looking up videos on the internet, and just like we see something cool, we just like look at it and then we show each other the next day. I really admire Bubba Jenkins. He wrestles for Arizona State. He was a national champion this year. And after getting kicked out of Penn State, well, I don't know if he got kicked out, but he ended up having to transfer over to Arizona State and still won a national title.
I admire David Taylor from Penn State, freshman going into the state final or the national finals, and had a tough loss, but he should have won.
Well, to get into a sport for anyone that's young, basically you got to have the determination, because if you don't like it, you're not going to want to work at it, because it's not an easy sport. You know, not everyone can do it. So, you know, you got to have the determination. You got to love the sport and just put all your heart into it, and you can be successful.
And also try to do as much summer stuff, as much extra stuff as you can, learn more, and you just be way better when you get older. Longer you wrestle, the better you'll be.
Yeah, you know, it's like a lot nowadays, you know, a lot of kids are just throwing in like junk food and sitting on the couch, and, you know, I just think wrestling, the like conditioning part of it and the things it teaches you about your health, it's going to apply forever.
Try to jog in the off season, keep your weight down, lift some weights, get stronger.
Well, since wrestling, you can't be a professional in it. You got to go to college and work from your profession there. So I was thinking something medical, either a dental hygienist or a chiropractor, just so I'm working with people.
Same. I try to be an athletic trainer or something.